NFL Sunday Ticket is now on YouTube and YouTube TV, which means that you can stay close to your team even if you don't live in their town. Like, maybe you're a Raven who married a Seahawk who got a job in the land of the Falcons. With NFL Sunday Ticket, you can watch your team's out-of-market Sunday afternoon games no matter where you live, because you shouldn't have to change teams even if you change towns. NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV. Go to youtube.com/presale to get $50 off.
Terms and embargoes apply. Offer ends 9/19. No refund. Subscription auto renews.
This is the House of Hockey podcast on the Hockey Podcast Network. Hockey is more than a game. It's a lifestyle. It's you, the diehard supportive fans, your favorite players who are on the team you cheer for, and the organization who supports them.
The companies that make your gear, bags, and beer league sweaters. The hockey moms and hockey dads, and everything else that makes this House of Hockey your home. Come on in. I'm Breezy.
And I'm Rae Rae.
And this is our house. Welcome to the House of Hockey podcast, episode 105. I'm one of your hosts, Breezy.
And I'm your other host, Rae Rae.
And we are the final hours of the trade deadline when we're recording this. So we won't probably have everyone that's been going to their new teams, unfortunately, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Exactly. We're recording this Sunday. The official trade deadline is Monday, March 21st at 3 p.m. Eastern. I expect there to be probably some last minute wild card changes, as there always are at trade deadline. Like, there's always one big shocker, I feel like, that comes up either the day before or the day of, where you're just like, no. And of course, I was scrolling through Instagram just to see the buzz and see what people are, like, rumors and stuff people are hearing. And I saw this one post with Patrick Kane on it, and it said Kane traded to the Rangers. And I was like, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's that fake account that does like funny headlines. And I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not mentally prepared for this. I'm just not ready for what's to come with my team, which we can get into. Well, we'll just do it. We'll just do it since we're talking about it. Patrick Kane, there's rumblings, of course, but I don't know if there's actually any true interest that he wants to leave. I think people are just speculating a lot because his contract is coming up and he's such an incredible player. So I'm not entirely sure that he will go somewhere yet, especially on a trade deadline. I just don't really find that to be in his character. I can't imagine that he would do that unless he was very, very, very unhappy. So I don't really expect that to happen, but otherwise I do have to mentally prepare myself for the fact that, like, it's ending, it's over. Everything I've known about the Blackhawks is done. I mean, it's been done for a while, but like the moment that Kane and Taves go is when it's just going to be a totally different team. I know we're in a rebuild, but here is the headline that I heard from Brian Lawton, who's an NHL Network analyst. He said, if Kane goes, expect DeBrincat to go, or if DeBrincat goes, expect Kane to follow. But I just don't know if any of those things are going to happen, because we already traded Brandon Hagel, which was a pretty good move because of all of the assets we got back in return. So I don't know that that was a huge loss, but he is definitely an up-and-coming, like, star player, Hagel, and it's always frustrating to see them just like be so willing to let them go. But I guess you're getting first round picks and two other players of the same caliber, so there's that. The only other thing about the Blackhawks, and then I will stop, Fleury. Obviously people are speculating about him because he can go wherever he wants, really. And if he wants to go, like, if he, the whole rumor right now is that if he decides he wants to have a chance for a Stanley Cup run, then he might go. And I see you have a note in here. What's this rumor you're hearing about Fleury?
Yeah, I think it said that he was willing to move his no trade clause to go to the Minnesota Wild. So chitter chatter there. We'll see what happens.
Interesting. The
There's some
whole
interesting people going to some interesting areas. That's for sure.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on what happens. I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for the shock if any of those things happen, but that's all I'm hearing in regards to my team.
I was just scrolling through where I was getting some info from because the Patrick Kane thing I saw wherever I was reading from. I was trying to scroll back, but obviously there's a lot of chatter going
Yeah.
on. It said that Kane had said that he's not ready to go yet. So that should be good for you. But I did hear the whole rumor of, Kane going to the Rangers and whatnot. The Rangers, who was their number one draft pick? What's his name? Lafreniere, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
the Rangers were saying that they were willing to trade him for some big talent, which would be kind of gnarly. So
Whoa.
maybe that would be the case if it happened to be the case. I don't know.
I mean, the Blackhawks have been very clear on we're rebuilding. So, whatever that plan looks like, I am interested to see what that big picture looks like. Because when you get rid of a Kane and a Taze, you've got to have somebody, you've got to have those two other people there that are going to fill those gaps, young or old. It's you need to have some power on your top line. But
Oh, look right here, right on my screen. It says
what?
Patrick Kane has told the Blackhawks teammates he doesn't want to move right now. New York Rangers are willing to trade Alexis Lafreniere in a big move. See, I was right there. I didn't even know it. Crap.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, why? How incredible would that be for Kane to play for the Rangers, though?
That would be
Like,
cool.
that
I
would
need to be closer
be,
to you right now.
he would be. And then I could definitely buy myself a New York Rangers jersey with Kane on it for sure.
Yeah,
So,
that would be sick. That would be
I think that would be an interesting move. That's an interesting team to watch. Where are the Rangers at in the Eastern Conference rankings? They are in third in the Metro, so they're a contending team this season. Can't count them out.
can.
And in the future, they've done a lot of work to build that team up, the
Right.
Rangers as well. So
Yeah.
hot young goalie, lots of things happening there. We've also got official. Should we stick with the rumors? What are the other rumors? Your Leafs might be getting a star.
Yeah. So we'll see if that happens. It says that they have agreed to terms with Mark Giordano. I can never pronounce his name. Well, I can't pronounce it either.
Giordano.
Giordano. So that hasn't
Giordano.
yeah, so that hasn't come through yet. That's how early we're doing this. So hopefully it happens because that would be really cool. But I don't know, man. I'm just so stuck on this whole Panthers thing. Like they're getting everybody. I mean, for real.
They're
They've got
going.
God, who have they even gotten at this point?
They're going for it. So the official talk we can switch to is that Claude Giroux was traded to the Panthers by the Philadelphia Flyers. That happened Saturday, and Florida's also going to get Ben Chariot. I don't know if I said that right. I think he has a weird pronunciation, and Robert Haig. Their Philly got Owen Tippett and a first round pick in 2024 or 25 and a third round pick in 23. So,
They're going for it. They're going
yeah.
for it. And the Calgary Flames picked up Calle Yarncrow from the Seattle Kraken. So, I mean, we already know how I feel about the Flames. I was like, wait, who am I thinking about right now? The red team. That's where my brain is.
It's okay.
So we already know how I feel about them. I'm thinking we're going to have red versus red when it gets pretty deep into the Stanley Cup finals. Again, can't talk, but I mean,
Yes.
Flames versus the Panthers is going to be an insane game the next time they meet up, and I have a feeling they're going to meet up in the playoffs.
I think so. And I think, oh, that's going to just be so. It just sucks that the Panthers and the Lightning are in the same division because both of those teams are so good and they're going to be facing such. It's just like not fair that one of them is going to get knocked out. Like, I don't really care about either team, but their quality and their skill and their talent is like it just sucks that that happens, you know?
Yeah.
Like when
It's
you've got two teams that are so talented in one division, and then like if you play somebody like the Flames,
yeah.
like the odds of you, oh, I just
But not to mention
getting
Florida.
getting excited.
Florida has so much talent right now, and you're just like, Florida of all places. Come on.
I know I was just there. Oh my God, do I have a story?
I just lived
Not
across the street from a bunch of Floridians, and I was like, what is happening?
I heard the best quote, and sorry for people who are from Florida, but Florida is a sunny place for shady people.
Oh,
Boom.
okay.
Anyway, we'll just leave that. The way you have written in our notes about the Flames getting how do you say his name?
Cali Yankra?
Callie.
Yeah.
You have like 12G, 15A, 27P. I'm like 12 grams of what? Like the way I read that, my brain is like on food and not in hockey right now. And I'm like,
Oh,
he's
man.
got, why did she put nutritional facts in here? I don't understand. It just like reads like that. I'm like 27 grams of protein, 15, what's A? And then I was like, oh, those 12 goals,
12
15
goals.
assists,
Yeah.
27 points. Those are some nice stats though.
Not bad. I mean, you got to figure he kind of was slept on when he was on the Preds. He had his kind of like a breakout year, and then he wasn't protected to go to the Seattle Kraken. So he was
Yeah.
doing pretty good there. Again, I don't really follow the Kraken all that much, so I don't know like fan wise. They're still so new as well. I don't know if he was a fan favorite or not, but the guy can play, and he's a pretty valuable asset. And so to add that to a Flames roster. I mean, Tyler Toffoli and Callie on the same line would be kind of cool. I don't know if that would be the case, but um, he's going to add some more depth, and I just think that the Flames are still a force to be reckoned with. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They might be a fan favorite for me. I don't know.
Do you think that it, I wish we could have some stats now that I'm thinking about this in our conversation, but like, do you think that teams who make trade deadline moves for big name players like Claude Giroux
Mhm.
at this point in the season actually proves to be successful in their playoff run? Like, has anybody won a Stanley Cup by adding like a star player? This is like a very specific stat, so I don't even know how I would look that up, but like, um, well, I do know how. It would just take me a long time. But do you think that do you think it's better or harder to get the team, like to add a new person and a dynamic to when you've had a full, almost a full season at this point of camaraderie and like team building, and then you throw in this like new person? I don't know if it's always a bonus. Did the Lightning do that in their first year? Or was all of their trades done beforehand? I feel like they were all
Didn't
done
they add?
before.
I thought they added Patty Maroon at the trade deadline. I don't
See,
know. I
I
mean,
don't know. I didn't play on, like I said. It's
yeah,
just,
we'd have to go back. I think the Kings added Jeff Carter for their 2012 Cup, which helped. I want to say I don't know if stats would be hard. I just remember that was kind of one of those things, but I do think it helps because you got to figure you have a new face coming into the room. They don't want to be like the lowest man on the totem pole. They want to be
Mhm.
there. They want to help their teammates. So they probably are going to work harder to earn their space or to prove something or to go above and beyond to like fit in. But I don't necessarily feel like they would need to fit in because I mean they all know each other at some point, right? But
But I mean, learning a new
um,
playbook, learning like new dynamics and
yeah,
stuff, I just feel like that's got to be a little challenging. But maybe it's a good thing. I don't know.
it could be. I mean, I think, but you got to think. a lot of these people, other than the Hampus Lindholm thing, I mean, a lot of these people are being traded as just rentals just to see
Right.
how far they can get. And who knows? I mean, will Claude Giroux, I don't know, did he sign an extension yet, or did he just sign there? I
I
didn't read.
don't think
So I think
so.
that he could just be a rental at this point, and maybe
Hmm.
after the season, maybe if he decides to settle down, or is he going to pack his bags and go somewhere else? Will they win a cup? And he goes, okay, got it. Let me go to whoever I want to go to next. I mean, it's so tricky and it's so hard to see where things are going to go. But I hope that adding extra depth at the trade deadline will get your chances at a cup better. I hope both the Preds and the Kings can do something. It looks like the Maple Leafs are probably doing something. So it's interesting. I think it's fun to see. It's also very hard to keep track of who's
I
on what
know.
team when it gets to this point of the season. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. The next 24 hours are going to be a little bit wild.
Yeah. For us at least after this comes out. And then this whole week everyone's just you're gonna be in shock when somebody leaves your team, you know? This week's episode of the House of Hockey podcast is brought to you by the NHL season has been packed with dirty dangles, hat tricks, and big wins. As the action rolls on, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has your shot to win big too. New customers can bet just $1 on any team and get $150 in free bets if they win. That's right, a bump in the win column for your team means free bets for you. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you still have a shot to light the lamp. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy hockey contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN. That's THPN for the Hockey Podcast Network. Bet just $1 on any NHL team and get $150 in free bets if they win. That's promo code THPN at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. 21 and over, restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Your Preds are also making headlines for good things with Philip Forsberg.
Yeah. He's the leading goal scorer in Preds history. I think that's the official announcement that it was. This happened when I was out of town. I had no Wi-Fi. My cell phone didn't even work. I was texting Ray like in between certain things. So I actually had the game on before we started recording, so I didn't really get to see the whole thing. But from what I was able to see, it's pretty cool. I think he had some pretty cool things to say about it. His teammates obviously are talking, and I don't know. I mean, it's good to see that the Preds are getting some recognition there and actually doing something. I mean, Roman Yossi's killing it per usual, and good to see Phil there. He was talking on his extension, his contract extension, and he wants to be there. I mean, his fiance is a country singer who lives there, so you would think he'd want to stay there, but it's stalled. But I don't think he's going to go anywhere, especially just creating this little record here and this past week. I think he should stay. I think he wants to stay. So fingers
Yeah.
crossed that happens, because I would probably be pretty bummed out if he was the one that was packing his bags.
Yeah, he's the leading goal scorer in Predators history. He has 211 goals in 546 games. He is now ahead of David Legwand, who played 956 games with Nashville. And then this was a cool quote. Forsberg said, obviously, it's been a great ride so far. I played with Legwand for a little bit. My first point was his 200th goal. So we've come a long way since then, which
Wow.
that is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Very nice.
I wanted to take a peek at the standings really quick and do a
Yeah.
little touch base and quick reaction. Okay, so in the Atlantic and the Eastern Conference, At the top, we have the Panthers, above the Lightning and the Leafs. I'm just going to go top three here. At the bottom, we have the Canadiens and the Sens, which I don't know that anybody thought the Canadiens would be that far down. But with the loss of Carey Price, and they made some other changes in their incredible playoff run last year, I just don't
And
know that
still
anybody
no
thought,
came to the Kings.
right?
So you got to keep that in mind when you come over to the Pacific. Huge role there. So Canadians,
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
really just bottomed out, huh?
Yeah, they tore apart their team, but they weren't
Yeah.
doing well enough, I think, in the beginning of the season to where they could have kept, some of their strong points. So
I mean, no surprise with the top two, three, maybe. I mean, the Bruins have made a bump back up, which is exciting to see. They're in the fourth right now. We've still got a lot more hockey to play, but that's exciting to see. It's still in the East. We've got the Metro. The Hurricanes are at the top, shockingly followed by the Penguins, which they were not off to a good start this year, with Sydney and who else was out? The other guy who was out on their top line.
Malkin, was Malkin out?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, right?
And
He was out.
yeah, Jason Zucker was out as well for a while.
Yeah. So they're back seemingly doing good things here. And then the Rangers are in third. And then, of course, at the bottom is the Devils and the Flyers. I'm so disappointed in the Flyers. I had such high hopes for them this season. With all the incredible players that they added in the off season, I just thought they were going to have it. And they don't. Western Conference, Central Division. The fucking Avs are at the top of the division, and I just want to, like, ugh, that's how I feel.
Mm.
I'm so over them and like everything about them, and like they're gonna win the Stanley Cup this year, blah blah blah. They're followed by the Blues and the Wild. I just hope the Wild like just get in there. I can't cheer for the Blues. I mean, I really shouldn't be like excited for any of these teams, but like here we are. The Yotes are in the bottom, followed by the Blackhawks, which we are preceded by the Blackhawks. No, followed by the Blackhawks. So that's happening. How do you feel about the Avs being at the top of the Central?
For always, kind of coming out the last couple of seasons as being like top contenders and whatnot, I personally haven't heard a lot of them. They're obviously, it's like, oh, they won again. But I feel like there's more chitter chatter around, the Hurricanes and the Panthers. I think it's more shocking. I think it's better for the league, personally, my personal opinion. I think it's cool that they're growing the game of hockey down in those, so I guess I would call it summary states, southern
Yeah.
states. I don't know, but I don't really hear too much about the Avs other than they're a tough team. They've got a lot of speed. Obviously, Nate McKinnon is a nice looking guy, but
I'm just
like,
over it. I'm over the hype. I'm so
yeah, I
over
mean,
it.
I just don't. They're good. I get it. They're good, just like the Lightning. They're good. I'm over them.
Right.
Sorry, Greg, but your boys. I mean, it's there's so much chitter chatter around certain teams, and it's like, but why? Like, there's
Right.
so many other good teams that are out there that deserve the hype. But I get these guys are putting the points up on the board. They're going up in the standings, but you have other people up in the standings too. So give it to the Canes, give it to the Flames. I mean, the Flames
Yeah.
haven't been up there in a while. Coach Daryl Sutter's coming back hot. I mean, I'm going on a rant. Sorry, call me
Go
Ray.
for it. Go for it.
No,
Go
I mean
Breeze. Because
I'm over 'em.
that takes us right into the Pacific. You got the Flames leading the Pacific.
Yeah. So I don't have the stats right in front of me or the standings in front of me, but the Flames are doing well. I mean, the Kings are up there. The Kings are doing well.
Kings
Vegas
are
is
right behind.
which is great. Vegas has been such a hot team from the start. I'm over Vegas. Sorry, you're Vegas fans, but like they have so much talent on their team, and it's like I get it, but like, and you guys are good, but you guys, it's like You know, when you have like that rich kid at school or like someone who gets like everything they want, they need what my mom likes to say. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a bitch slap. Like, you guys need a hard reality. Come on. Like, move on over. Let other people come up. You had your time, you had your shine, you play well. I understand, but it's not always, roses. So learn
No.
how to fail sometimes.
Which is what the Seattle Kraken is learning in their
Yeah,
inaugural season because they're in the bottom of the Pacific.
right.
So, Golden Knights fans, I just hope that, like, I mean, I have a great appreciation for them and their devotion and
Absolutely.
willingness to support and love their team and sell out games. But just know that, like, you've got a
Yeah, and
long road ahead of you as a hockey fan.
exactly. And Vegas fans are great for the league, right?
Of course.
Vegas in general is great for the league. I'm not saying anything against that, but it's like the NHL is so gung ho on like certain teams that it's like, okay, well, the Bruins, the Capitals, the Lightning, the
Right.
Avalanche, like they're so far up their butts. It's like, okay, well, move on. There's other good teams. Why don't you start hyping up the Seattle Kraken? Maybe they're not having a great season right now, but why aren't they having as much of a hype as the Knights did? Different.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of reasons
Yeah,
because
there
I
is.
think the Golden Knights really were that anomaly.
Yeah,
Just the circumstances with the massacre that happened and all of that just days before their season starting and just magic of players, magic of the
yeah.
community, coaching. It just so happened to have all of the right pieces come together. But you know what? They don't have a Stanley Cup. So really at the end of the day, doesn't mean shit. They're
There you go.
good,
But they
but
did go to the
like
finals. I get that.
they did.
I mean, you
Huge,
can
huge
go
accomplishment.
huge, but
Not arguing that.
at some point, I'm sorry. It's good to see that Vegas isn't doing as well as they've been doing. For selfish reasons, maybe, but I'm also really excited to see the Kings doing so well after having
Hmm.
absolute crap shows of seasons in years past. And,
And a
getting
tough go
so,
this season.
yeah, I
Lots
mean,
of L's at the start of the season this
and
year.
so many injury. Gosh, they have like
Hmm.
10 guys that are injured right now, but they're still playing well. And it's good to see that. I mean, you kind of need Kobe to step up a little bit. He needed that goal that he just got the other day, but like Phil Deneau is coming in, he's absolutely crushing it. Then you have hometown boy from Thousand Oaks, Trevor Moore, that is like the absolute unsung hero. He had like 10 points in like 10 games or something like that. It was ridiculous. So you
Hmm.
have all these players that are not necessarily players that you'd be like, oh my God, we're going to trade for these guys at the deadline, but they're adding to their resume. And maybe next season, someone's going to be, trying to pick up Trevor Moore or something. And he's just going to be like, oh, well, I played okay in Toronto, come to LA, and now I'm like crushing it. So now he pretty much probably could go anywhere.
Yeah.
It takes like the little guys, right? Like it's not always the big guys, the top names. It goes down. So I'm happy to see it. And I'm
Yeah.
also happy to see that the Ducks aren't doing that great either.
Yeah. There you go.
There.
I
Sorry, Trevor, but it is what
It's
it is.
okay. Ziggs won't be there forever. It doesn't matter.
No.
Or maybe he'll be their franchise player, but I don't think so.
Who knows?
That's what I got hockey wise. What about you?
That's it.
Anything
That's
else?
all I got. I'm all like strung out now. Like I'm just hyped.
Sorry. Breezy's like stressed. She's tired. She needs a nap. Can I tell you something that I did for the first time in my life? I just did another first.
Okay.
So,
What's
you
that?
know how I mowed the lawn for the first time
Oh
this
yeah.
summer? I
Uh-huh.
used the snowblower for the first time this winter. Well, today I cleaned gutters for the first time.
Wow. How was that?
Well, I don't love the heights. Getting up on the ladder is a little, scary.
Yeah.
But I put my big girl pants on and I really made sure that ladder was strong on the house before I climbed up and I marched up and I had my pink dishwashing rubber gloves on. I'm pulling leaves and dirt and throwing it out and then moving the ladder. And we have the cleanest gutters on the block.
Wow. You and Antoni need your own reality show.
I know.
Holy crap.
That's what everybody says, and I'm like, who wants to watch us? I mean, we are very entertaining. I mean,
It
to
would be
ourselves,
just
you
like,
know?
yeah, it would just be like, what are you guys talking about when you're doing that? Like, are you screaming at leaves that need to get out of your way? I mean, that's what would be
Sometimes.
entertaining to me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the dogs came running out, and I was like, no, 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 don't knock over the ladder. Like, I could just see them, like, one of them just plowing into the ladder and, like, me falling over. And I'm like, I do not have time for this.
Oh no.
Um, but no, I was out there alone. I just got the ladder. And then I came up here to record, and I told Antonia, I said, I cleaned the gutters. And she said, gutters? Yeah, I cleaned the gutters. Oh, you're just doing so many things you've never done before. Thank
What
you.
made you, did you just wake up and be like, I'm gonna go clean the gutters today? Did you
No,
Google how to do it? Like,
no, girl, no. You just put a ladder up against the house and you just throw the shit out of there. So, I mean, I'm sure there's like a more efficient like tool or some bullshit you can get it at Home Depot, but I did not have time for that. I got perfectly good hands and arms that can just pull the dirt out. Of course, with rubber gloves, though. Look at these nails. So, no, a couple weeks ago, we had a really bad storm and the water wasn't draining correctly. And that is not good because I watch a lot of HGTV. And I know that if your gutters are clogged, that could put water into your house, and that you do not want to have happen. So I thought it's a nice day out today. I'm going to go just pull it out so that we don't, ruin the house.
wow, good job.
Who would have thought? Like when you met me, you would never have thought any of these things.
No, not at
No.
all. No.
Nope.
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 Mm-mm.
Yep. I'm like, if only people could see me doing this, they would be like, no way she did that. Way.
Yeah, I'm doing school. That's about it.
School. Yep.
School and hockey.
Best wishes, warmest regards to all the teams who are about to lose players
Yeah. Yep.
or gain players, but the
Or
losses hurt way more.
yeah, losses hurt way more, but exciting to see what's going to happen and excited for the final push of the season. And on one final note, Freddie Freeman is now a Dodger.
How happy are you?
I mean, I'm pretty bummed because I'm obviously a Braves fan, but now, I mean, I grew up obviously a Dodger fan. Freddie's my favorite player. He's now closer to home. I can go see him whenever I want, and it's
That's
gonna
what
be
I meant. Like he's
great.
closer.
Yes. So, Freddie Freeman, welcome to Los Angeles.
Thanks for coming over to our House of Hockey podcast and hanging out with us. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. Just look for House of Hockey podcast. We'll be back next week.